guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be recapping the entirety of the 2022 AFL trade period. Obviously we saw a lot of players come and go between the teams, and also some teams picking up different draft picks. So today we'll be doing a full entire recap, team by team, starting with Adelaide, ending in the Dogs, going in alphabetical order to see what pickups your team had. Before we get into this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, because we are trying to get to 5k by the end of the year, and subscribing would mean a lot. So to start it off, we'll be starting off with the Crows. They were able to pick up Isaac Rankin from the Suns. Unfortunately, they got rid of Billy Frampton. I don't think he wasn't too much of an important player for the Crows. However, he departed from the club, and a pretty good pickup in Isaac Rankin, because we've seen in the previous years, he's a pretty good player and he will definitely grow into form, I reckon, moving back to his state in South Australia. So yeah, Isaac Rankin was the pickup. They were able to also get picks 23 and 46 and a future 4th round selection as well for the Adelaide Crows. Moving on to the Brisbane Lions, we saw them pick up some two big names in Jack Gunston and Josh Dunkley. Both terrific players. Jack Gunston probably a little bit past his prime, so probably won't fit in too well, as they've got Hipwood, Danaher already in the forward line, but Jack Gunston still a very good and decent player to pick up nonetheless. And Josh Dunkley, well, he has probably just gone past his career best form, however still a brilliant gun midfielder, which the Brizzy Lions definitely, well, they don't definitely need, but to fit that into their midfield, it's just going to be absolutely unstoppable, the Brizzy Lions. And unfortunately they saw the departure of Tom Berry and Dan McStay. The Lions were also able to pick up a fair few draft picks, 34, 35, 36, 38, 55, 56 and 73, with also a future 2nd round pick and 2 future 3rd round picks as well. Moving into the Carlton trade period, we saw them pick up Blake Acres from the Fremantle Dockers, which is a huge up for the Blues. Obviously he's a Freo fan, sad to see him go, but he can go join his boyfriend Adam Shearer, as much as I care. And they saw the departure of Will Setterfield. The Blues picked up draft picks 10, 29, 49 and 66, and also a future 4th round pick up the sleeve for the Blues. Moving on to the Pies, we saw them pick up Tom Mitchell, Dan McStay, Bobby Hill and Billy Frampton, which is not a bad pickup at all. A trade period for the Collingwood Magpies, which is absolutely elite. They saw the departure of Brodie Grundy and Ollie Henry. Obviously in the past few months we've heard that Brodie Grundy was going to leave the club and to go to Melbourne. Well, not much of a surprise, as everyone sort of expected him to go there. Brodie Grundy also very injury prone, so not the biggest loss for the Pies. And Ollie Henry moving down to the Cattery in his dream come true as well. The Pies picked up draft picks 16, 25, 27 and 51, with no further future round picks. On to the Bombers, they were able to pick up Will Setterfield and Sam Wiedemann, and considering how much of a slump the Bombers are in at the moment, only having one out in Aaron Francis heading up to the Swans, obviously isn't too bad for their trade period. The Bombers picked up draft picks 4, 22, 54, 62, 68 and 72, with the future 4th round selection up the sleeve of the Bombers. The Dockers were able to pick up Josh Corbett, Luke Jackson, Jager O'Meara, in obviously Jager O'Meara in the last few minutes of the remaining trade period. Luke Jackson also returning home, which we always knew was going to happen. However, we didn't know what club he was going to go to. Freo definitely club of choice as well. We're on the rise and the West Coast Eagles are slowly declining at the moment, so huge pickup for us. Luke Jackson, will absolutely love him. Fortunately though, we did see a fair few depart the club. We saw 5 pretty big names depart the club: Blake Acres, Rory Lobb, Griffin Logue, Lloyd Meek and Darcy Tucker. And all 5 of them got pretty consistent games as well, like they were in the squad every week, so sad to see most of them go. We're going to miss Rory Lobb. He'll head down to Melbourne and play for the Dogs next year. The Dockers were able to pick up draft picks 30, 44, 67 and 76, and also picked up a 2nd round future pick, 3rd round future selection and a 4th round as well. The Cats were able to pick up Jack Bowes, Ollie Henry and Tanner Bruin, and only having one out from the Cats, which is Cooper Stevens. They picked up draft picks 7, 58 and 64 and have no future round picks. The Suns were able to pick up Tom Berry and Ben Long, however saw the departure of Jack Bowes, Josh Corbett and Isaac Rankin. Suns picked up draft picks 5, 45, 71, 74, with future round picks being 2nd round, 3rd round and 4th round for the Suns. The Ians for the GWS Giants, we saw Toby Bedford join the squad, And unfortunately for the Giants, a pretty bad ratio in terms of ins and outs. We saw 4 players leave the club: Tanner Bruin, Bobby Hill, Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto. However, the GWS Giants have got some pretty good draft picks up the sleeve. They've got draft picks 1, 15, 18, 19, 31, 57 and 61 with a future first round pick times 2. The Hawks, well, they didn't have too great of a trade period, picking up a few players but dropping out absolute guns of the club that have been playing over the past few years. They saw the arrival of Carl Amon, Lloyd Meek and Cooper Stevens, but saw the departure of Jack Gunston, Tom Mitchell and Jake O'Meara, who have all just shaped the way Hawthorn have been in the past few years. The Hawks have been able to pick up draft picks 6, 24, 41, 48, 50, 52 and 65. And also received a future second round selection from Freo in return for Jager O'Meara. They also picked up a future 4th round selection as part of Gunston's move up to Queensland. We saw 3 new arrivals for the D's in Brodie Grundy, Lockie Hunter and Josh Schache. 2 link-ups from the Bulldogs heading over to the D's, and saw the departure of Toby Bedford, Jaden Hunt, Luke Jackson and Sam Wiedemann. The D's picked up draft picks 13 and 37 with a future first round and second round selection in return for Luke Jackson heading over to the Dockers, but they sent off a future 3rd and 4th round selections to the Dogs in return for Hunter and Schache. North Melbourne saw 2 Dockers arrive at the club in Griffin Logue and Darcy Tucker, and they saw number 1 draft pick from last season, Jason Horne-Francis, leave. The Kangas picked up draft picks 2, 3, 40, 43, 59 and 70, and received a future first rounder from Port Adelaide as part of the Horne-Francis mega deal. Part of the special assistance package from the AFL, the Roos had to trade the additional future 2nd and 3rd round selections it was granted. The 2 picks along with a future 4th were sent to Freo as part of the Logue and Tucker deals. Port Adelaide saw the arrival of Jason Horne-Francis and Junior Rioli and the departure of Carl Amon. The Power picked up draft picks 33 and 60 with a future 2nd round selection and future 3rd round selection. Their 2nd round pick next year will be tied to Collingwood, with their 3rd round selection tied to Freo. Getting that selection from Collingwood was crucial to the AFL signing off on the 4-club trade. The Tigers had a real successful trade period with no names departing the club. However, 2 new players joining the team as well. Jacob Hopper and Tim Taranto are going to be Tigers in 2023, and Richmond have future draft picks 53 and 63 and no future round selections. The Tigers did have a future first round selection, however traded that out for Hopper. And the Saints saw an arrival of Zane Cordy into the team, but an out of Ben Long. The Saints picked up draft picks 9, 28, 32 and 47 with 0 future round selections in 2023. The Saints sent a future 4th round pick to Gold Coast in the deal for Ben Long. The Swans saw the arrival of Aaron Francis and once again didn't see any departures out of the club. They picked up draft picks 14, 17, 42 and 75 with 0 future round picks, as they gave up a future 4th rounder as part of the deal for Francis. And onto the Eagles, they saw the arrival of Jaden Hunt and a departure of Junior Rioli, however picked up draft picks 8, 12, 20 and 26. The Eagles' future 2nd round selection and 3rd round selection are both tied to the Power for next year. And to finish it off, we saw the Bulldogs pick up Liam Jones, who came out of retirement after the vaccine mandate obviously last year, and saw the arrival of Docker Rory Lobb as well. Although 2 big pickups for the Bulldogs did occur, they also saw 4 outs in Zane Cordy, Josh Dunkley, Lockie Hunter and Josh Schache. The Dogs picked up draft picks 11, 21, 39 and 69 with a future 1st round, 2nd round and 3rd round. They acquired the 1st round pick from the Dunkley trade. They did, however, part a future 2nd round selection as well as part of Lobb's deal, but managed to secure a future 3rd round from Melbourne in return for Lockie Hunter. So there we go, we just recapped the 2022 AFL trade period. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. As I said at the start of the video, we're trying to hit 5k by the end of the year, so it would be absolutely superb. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do so now, because 5k by the end of the year is the goal, and we're just hoping to get there. So thank you all so much for watching. Obviously leave a like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.